I made this video for two reasons. One, I wanted to be able to show other people my trip that I took. And the second reason is that later on in life I want to be able to rewatch this video and remember what a good time I had on this trip. This trip is a kind of an evolution in that I've been to Colorado twice before on my motorcycle or with other motorcycles, with a Kawasaki, with a BMW, and every time I went I wanted to try to improve the ride a little bit, and so this is kind of a combination of places I've been before and new things that I wanted to try. And by far this is the best trip I've ever had, going to Colorado on my motorcycle. And also I got lucky in that the weather was absolutely perfect. I got sprinkled on once and that's about it. This shows kind of the whole route in a nutshell. 3,400 miles, 80 hours of ride time over 14 days with 1 day off with no riding. So let's get on with it. It's Sunday morning and I just finished doing a check to see if everything will fit in the bike, and it looks like everything will fit. I'm using pretty much every amount of room that there is. So here's the bike fully loaded up, and you look at the tail bag. It's stuffed all the way to the top. This is another compartment here. Instead of a gas tank, it's actually a storage area, completely filled all the way to the top with various tools, cameras, anything extra that needs to be stuffed in there. And then of course the two side cases are full with rain gear and more tools on this side, and this side has all my other clothes. The first leg of my trip was to go to Eagar in the White Mountains via Highway 191, which is one of the windiest roads in the United States. I've done it probably 30 times now. It's just a great road. Used to be Highway 666 a long time ago, called the Devil's Highway. They renamed it Highway 191. It is a great road for motorcyclists and sports car enthusiasts. It's Monday morning and everything's packed and ready to go. So did all my final check on it, and just need to get my motorcycle gear on and take off. And it's a beautiful day today. It'll be warm, but looks nice. Time to head in. I'm stopped at the thing. This means that I'm either at the beginning of my trip or I'm at the end of my trip. And right now, this is the beginning of my trip. So this is kind of the first stop to get some gas, go to the bathroom, and if you haven't seen the thing, then you gotta go see the thing. Can't give away what it is, but I saw the thing a long time ago. They've improved it quite a bit. They've got aliens riding dinosaurs and all kinds of stuff, but they still have the original thing that they had in the beginning. So now I'm ready to head for the next leg of my trip, going to Clifton, and from Clifton it's Morenci. And from Morenci heading up to through Hannigan Meadow, Springerville, and on up into Colorado. Here we are in Clifton, and I always stop at this place. Like, kind of looks like an old train station, but I don't really know what it is. We usually stop here and use the bathroom and look at the trains because they always have something going on here. All these molten sulfur. Sounds dangerous. Alright, so normally I don't go this way, but I'm going to try going across this bridge here. And there should be a neat little road over here. Nice little bridge. And I got a windy road to have. I think it just kind of curves around, but it's neat. This would be a perfect town to base a model railroad off of because it's got everything that's interesting. It's got the big hills, it's got a gully, it's got a stream down in there, a bridge that goes over it. It's got the kind of the switch yard, which is really busy right now. It's got the train station. They even have an old locomotive out there by this train station. I have no idea what you would do if you lived here, unless you worked on the trains. Ooh, this is interesting. I'll make sure I go in the middle here. Nice old lumber. That was a nice little Clifton detour. I'm stopped at the Morenci Mine overlook. They've got a neat little thing here where they've got a place where you can take a look and see how big the tires are for the dump trucks that they have. There's a giant tire. 11 feet in diameter. Pretty big. And we got an engine. A neat place to take kids. And then you can go up here and you can watch them. Unfortunately, the dump trucks are too far away to really see what's going on here. Oh wait, there's one. Just coming up the hill. It doesn't look that big from here, but it's the tire's 11 feet, so that thing's got to be like 20 feet tall. You come back on Friday, you can look for a job here. Staffing Fridays. Blue Vista is a good place to stop, go to the bathroom, maybe take in the sights. There's the overlook on either side, facing two different directions, so you can really see for quite a ways up here. On the second day of my trip, I went from Eager to Farmington, and this is mostly a slog through Arizona desert. With the exception of Lokachuka, it's part of the Navajo Nation. Beautiful red rocks, just as beautiful as Sedona. Awesome windy road, pine trees, but it only takes maybe 20 minutes and you're through it and you're back to the desert. But that's definitely the highlight of this leg of the trip. It's day 2, Tuesday, and I just went up this little road that goes to an overlook. It's on the way to Mexican Hay Lake, and I'm not actually going to the lake because the road turns into a dirt road. A lot of people go there, little fishing boats and campers and stuff. But the road is really nice that goes up here to this overlook, and they got picnic tables and such. And I'm just gonna be up here for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna turn around and head back down to Chinle, which is my next stop on the way to get to Colorado. It's a beautiful day today. There was a little bit of rain yesterday, but today, I don't see hardly any clouds at all. I'm going to head down here and see if we can get some views. And see for 100 miles probably. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere, have no idea where I'm at. I'm north of Chinle, and I came on this really awesome stretch. It's got these awesome red rocks. In fact, I actually had to turn around because it was so beautiful. It was at least as good as Sedona, and they had no overlooks. They had no way of turning out, so I literally turned around, came all the way back down the hill, stopped, and put my camera on my bike and set it for normal viewing. The camera doesn't really do this area justice. It's just so amazing, the rocks and the trees, and it's just a really nice change when you're going through the desert. You hit this spot and all of a sudden everything transforms. Unfortunately, there's no picnic area, there's no anywhere to stop because it's not national forest, it's Indian land, and there really is nothing that's there for tourists, but still really awesome place to ride through. On the third leg of my journey, I went from Farmington to Grand Junction, heading up Highway 550, also called the $1 Million Highway, from Durango to Ouray. And then it kind of took a detour. Instead of going through Montrose to head to Grand Junction, I headed west because I wanted to see this historic hanging flume, which is from the 1800s. They had a gold mine out there, and it was very picturesque, very lonely out there, not very many people out there, but interesting ride. I just cleaned and oiled my chain in the parking lot, and I'm ready to head out to Durango and pass through that, go to Grand Junction. So right now I'm stopped at Molasse Pass. Still quite a bit of snow for June. It's a little cool up here. Some really good views. I'm stopped at the Hanging Flume in Colorado, and it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. You can see there's some kind of river down there. A nice bend here. And if I can try to zoom in, along the walls, you kind of see some wood where they used to have an actual flume for a gold mine. Mostly falling apart now, but so if you ever want to drive 100 miles out of the way, this is the place to go. There's literally nothing else around here. Some really nice views here. According to the sign, this is Driggs Mansion. So, kind of looks like they've let things go downhill a little bit, but must have been nice back in the 1800s or whatever. on the fourth day. I originally planned to just go to Grand Mesa and back from Grand Junction, but I decided to add Rimrock. It's a ride I'd already done, but I'd never gotten the video footage of it, and I'm glad I added that back in because it's got some spectacular views. So added that in. This was a nice kind of short day. After 3 days of hard riding, this is a relaxing one. I took some food, ate lunch at the Grand Mesa. They got a bunch of lakes up there. Watched some people fish and had a good time. All right, so I just got my ticket and now I'm heading into the park. Supposedly this is supposed to be a super scary road, but I've already ridden on it. Didn't seem that scary to me, but they say it's scarier if you come from the other direction, if you're coming from east to west, because then you're closer to the edge. I'm going west to east, so I'll be hugging the rock line. You can see a car on the road above me. Sometimes they're bighorn sheep, at least according to their brochure. I don't know if we'll actually get to see me. So this is my first stop on Rimrock Canyon Drive, and this is kind of cool because you can see how tall these cliffs are, and you can see the road down there. It's kind of like a Wile E. Coyote type environment. Pretty neat. Very clear day, you can see long ways. See a car down there. Here's my second stop on Rimrock Drive. This is Independence Monument. So this has this neat rock that's just kind of sitting right in the middle there. This is the third stop. This is the Grand View. Probably because there's a good view from here. Pretty cool. This is a video of me taking a video. on my way up to the Grand Mesa, and I stopped part way up. This is the view. Really neat view. Stopped on the way up to the mesa, and I can't get off the bike because I'm on a slope. So I'm going to try to get the shot by turning my body. But I wanted to get that lake down there. That is so cool. I'm stopped at a lake that I stopped at the last time I was up here. A lot of people fishing. Here's another video of me in front of the lake, just because I can. It's a nice day today. On this day, I went from Grand Junction up north up to Dinosaur Monument, and then cut back down to Glenwood Springs. And the reason I went up to Dinosaur Monument is because, according to my Butler map, there's a section called Harper's Corner, and it says, located in Dinosaur National Monument, this is one of the best unknown rides in all of Colorado. Well, no, it's not. It actually isn't very good at all. So it was kind of disappointing. I probably should have just cut that whole section out. It's just really desolate, boring. Not really sure why they think it's good. But anyways, the rest of the ride was okay. Coming down into Glenwood Springs, and the section just north of Grand Junction was pretty good too. The ride just north of Grand Junction was a really nice ride, but that was pretty much the only part of this ride that was really fun and picturesque. Going to Dinosaur Monument was really boring. There really was nothing to see. The road wasn't really that spectacular. So I'm just gonna kind of gloss over all that part. There's a couple views in Dinosaur Monument, and then even that wasn't very spectacular. So this day was pretty much a bust. But not every day is going to be a winner. So here's one view, which is, yeah, it's okay. You know, it wasn't worth hours and hours to drive to. And then here was my other vista, and yeah, it's okay. So once I started getting closer to Glenwood Springs, the ride got much nicer. Greener. You can see there's a little stream or river out to the side, and this is more of kind of what I was expecting. So Tried the route that Dinosaur Monument based on the map. Didn't work out. That's alright. So I saw this dam. It's called the Taylor Dam. And I thought it was interesting, so I figured I would just stop and take a look at it. I've never seen a dam where they just let the water go over the top. I guess that must be normal. But it looks pretty cool. So for the Glenwood Springs Loop route, I tried to string together as many interesting roads as possible and still come back to the same spot. That way I could stay at the same hotel for more than one night. All these roads were places I haven't been before, so these were all new. A couple of interesting things that happened is I got behind a cattle drive on County Road 5. I got some good video of that coming up. The other part that I thought was really interesting is Interstate 70 near Glenwood Springs is absolutely fantastic. There's a really deep gorge that the road goes through right next to the river. Very picturesque, very beautiful, a little fast, but still absolutely fantastic. So it's about 7 in the morning. It's the first section of my ride. I'm on a road called County Road 5, which is barely even on the map, but it looked like it would be an interesting ride. And I noticed that there's all kinds of stuff on the road. It's organic, liquidy, and greenish. And I thought, it seems like it might be cow poop, but that's impossible. How could there be that much on this road? And then I turned the corner, and I'm thinking, wow, that's neat. There's a bunch of cows on the road. I guess they're doing a cattle drive. And then I thought, wow, I wonder how long this is going to take. They've been walking for a ways here. But I decided to stick it out and see how long it would go for. I don't know if you can see his hand, but the driver of the truck ahead of me waved for me to go ahead. So I thought, sure, why not? I'll get up to the front so I can kind of check this out. This curve right here really shows how many cows there are and how they're herding them. You can see there's several people on horseback, and then you got a black dog. There's actually a couple dogs, but this black dog is kind of cool. So you can see him coming over to me over here. He's just looking at me, and then he realizes he needs to get back to doing his herding duties, so then he heads back over to go do what he needs to do. So if you look off to the right, what you'll see is that one of the cows decides to make a break for it, and the guy on the horse has to go say, no, you gotta get back into the herd. So then he corrals the cow back onto the road again. So this is where the cows actually started turning onto their road that they needed to get on. The area that they're turning into is called Cow Creek, which I guess makes sense. And the road is called Cow Creek Gulch Road. So the cows actually have a road named after them. So by this point I'd been behind them for about 20 minutes. So I was kind of glad that I was finally able to get around them, although definitely this was one of these once in a lifetime experiences. I'm at the Yampa River Park and just stopping to eat some lunch. It's a nice little place. I guess this is the river. Mostly like meadow and see a lot of cows and stuff around here. The rest of the ride was very picturesque. A lot of open meadow type land. Not too many cars, which is nice. And just a relaxing ride. This section right here was nice and curvy, which is what you always want when you're riding a motorcycle. And a lot of greenery and just really pretty. So up to this point I was getting a lot of good video footage, and there was actually quite a bit more that I would have had, except for this bug that hit my camera, and so everything after that was no good, unfortunately. After 6 days of riding, I needed a break, so on the 7th day of my trip, I rested. In Glenwood Springs, there's a amusement park, and I went there, did some laundry, and then I went to the amusement park for the rest of the day. It was Father's Day. They have some cave tours it started with cave tours back in the 1800s, and then about 20 or so years ago they added a bunch of roller coasters and thrill rides to it. So there's quite a bit to do now. The one that I like the best is this Alpine coaster, like a bobsled but on rails. You take a sky car from the base and it goes up the hill, and then it drops you off, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff. To get up to where the rides are for the Glenwood Adventure Park, first you got to get on a gondola, which is kind of a neat ride in of itself. It gives you a really good view of the Colorado River and the city. My favorite ride was the Alpine coaster, which is a bobsled on rails. I think I went on it about 4 times. I did a couple of cave tours while I was there. The caves were nice and cool, like 50 degrees, even though it was warm outside. And this is how the park actually got its start, by doing cave tours back in the 1800s. This was the view after I got out of the first cave. This was the view from the back of one of the restaurants in the park. And no, I didn't go on that roller coaster. It was a little bit too much for me. I did go on a different roller coaster, which is a little bit more my speed. Very good views from this vantage point though. On this route there were a couple things I wanted to do. One was to go see Red Cliff, which has got a really neat bridge and a picturesque town. And the second one was to go on Highway 40 heading into Winter Park from the south. It has these incredible 180-degree hairpin turns, and if you look at the video thinking that the little dot keeps going up and down in that one area, that's what I actually did. I went up and back 3 times because I wanted to get as many in as possible. And this picture highlights in detail what these turns look like. The road is really smooth and you can really lean the bike over. I would lean the bike over until my foot started dragging on the ground. So this bridge is called the Green Bridge, probably because it's green. The interesting thing though is that this area is called Red Cliff. So you'd think they would have made a red bridge, but instead they made a green one. I'm going to make a turn. There's actually a road right over here. I'm going to turn left and head down there, and I'm actually going to go down inside there. There's a little town. All right, so we're going to head down the road going to Red Cliff. It's kind of a little narrow road here. Many years ago, I came down here and stayed at the hotel, Red Cliff. I think it's the Red Cliff Inn, something like that. Really not much to do in this town. I think they have they got the place to stay, and they have a restaurant, and that's about it. It's like one of those towns where everybody knows each other. Well, we're just passing the hotel I stayed in. So now I'm going underneath the bridge. Ah, okay, now we're back on the main road. So according to the sign, this is the White River National Forest. I guess if you go up that dirt road, they've got some campgrounds. This looks more like a lake than a river. And I'm going to be heading down the road off to the right here. I'm gonna head south a little bit, then I'm gonna turn around, head back up north, go through Leadville. So I'm stopped near Georgetown, and they have a Georgetown Loop Railroad with steam trains. I've been on it before, and it's a nice little ride, especially if you have a family. So here it is coming around the corner. So now I'm on Highway 40, headed up to Winter Park. I've got tons of video of this, so what I decided to do is just take some of the best corners and just edit them and put them all together, and just show some of these neat 180-degree switchbacks. Here's a couple more curves. Since I went up and back several times, I have video of about 50 of these corners, so these are just a small sample of what I actually did. So I just stopped at Berthoud Pass. As you can see from the sign, a really nice view here, but even better, the road right next to here, Highway 40, is probably the best road on this entire trip in terms of super windy 180-degree switchbacks and just really awesome riding. So I've already went up and back twice, and I'm going to do it one more time just to get it out of my system. But this is just, besides beautiful scenery, this stretch of Highway 40 is probably one of the best roads I've ever ridden on. On a motorcycle, you can never have too many curves, so here's a few more just to end the video for the day. Winter Park to Gunnison combine two kind of must-do routes, and that's Wonella Pass Road and Cottonwood Pass. Wonella Pass Road is interesting. It starts in Georgetown, which has a steam train, and then Cottonwood Pass is a high-altitude pass, and that's where my last motorcycle started breaking down, so it was nice to get through that without any issue this time. It's 6:30 in the morning, and I wanted to get an early start, so I'm taking off from the hotel. I needed to oil my chain, clean and oil the chain, and I couldn't really do that in the parking lot, so I wanted to actually stop at a rest stop so I could do that. Here's some more curves. Even though I did a million of these yesterday, I still got to do one more run down the mountain so that I can get to where I need to go. So here's a few more curves. Kind of the same thing that I did yesterday. This is the last day I've actually ridden on this Highway 40. So I'm heading out of Winter Park for the last time, and I'm on my way to Wonella Pass Road, and the way to get there is to turn off in Georgetown. That's where they have a steam train. It's a nice, quaint little town, and it's the starting point for the road I want to go on. There's really super twisty 180-degree turns, 10 miles an hour, to get up above the town. And so here's a couple curves again. They have a nice lookout when you get to the top of the town, so I had to pull out and get some video. So right now I'm going through Guanella Pass, and this is the city of Georgetown, where you pick up the road from the 70. And there's a couple of really good, really sharp 180-degree, 10-mile-per-hour switchbacks to get up to this point. Another beautiful day today. I like this road because it's got a lot of character. It's not that busy. It's got a lot of things to see. Trees, water, rocks, and just super gorgeous, relaxing ride. I'm at Guanella Pass Summit. I'm not sure exactly what altitude that is, but a little bit of snow still. And the views just go and go and go. There are a lot of scenic roads in Colorado, but this one is just really unique. It has unique railings and rock, and I don't know, there's something about it. I spied some water off to the side, so I had to pull over to take a look. I'm stopped at a campground called Whiteside, and it's got a little bridge and a nice little river running down here. It's pretty neat. Quite a bit of water there. So now I'm on my way to Cottonwood Pass, and as you can see, some really nice curves here for motorcyclists like me that like to get some G-forces in here. Just really, really nice riding through here. And now as we turn the corner, you can see, you're starting to see some snow. It's getting colder, and there's more snow on the ground because we're up pretty high here. And this is the Cottonwood Pass at the top, and I'm pulling in. This is the road that I just came up on. So I'm at Cottonwood Pass, and it's over 12,000 feet, and it's windy, so it was cold up here. But the views were just phenomenal, and you could see forever. Just absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the wind was so strong that it started to blow my motorcycle over, so I had to leave a little bit sooner than I expected. But still, just it was worthwhile stop. Just absolutely gorgeous. Stopped at a picnic ground at Cottonwood Pass, and I wanted to get a shot of me with the scenery behind me. So it's still pretty windy and a little cloudy, but this sure is neat though. See if I can get the valley behind me. There we go. Just a nice place to stop and eat some crackers and drink some Diet Dr. Pepper. So I'm gonna stop here for a little bit, and then I'm gonna take off, and my next stop is Gunnison. Now I'm on my way back down the pass, and I'm headed to Gunnison, and you can see this is a really nice section here with the river on the left. Very, very beautiful. And then we start heading through some farmland, grassland, and then it starts turning into a little bit of city when you get into Gunnison. And I'm just gonna skip over the city part and go right to the hotel. I stayed at the hotel for 2 nights. This route was originally planned as a loop, and then I realized the second half really wasn't that interesting. It was going through farmland, so I made it an up and back. The ride time says 7.4 hours, but actually I had to follow a pilot car for about a half an hour, so that added quite a bit to the trip. But the view at Wolf Creek Valley was pretty amazing. So the problem with doing a video for this day is because I had so much great footage, it's hard to condense that down into a size small enough that people won't get too bored. The scenery was just spectacular the whole way. I mean, you can see here we got a river, trees, rock formations, and the terrain varied, but 90% of it was just gorgeous. So I just stopped at Windy Point Vista. It really isn't all that windy. The sign says that I am at 11,000 feet, and we're looking at the San Juan Mountains. Very pretty. And I'm still on the 149, heading to Treasure Falls, heading south. I had to stop again just to take some more images. Just another beautiful view. Still heading down to Treasure Falls. In Colorado, there are quite a few tunnels, and so I grabbed a couple. Here's one that's a nice big kind of roundish tunnel, and here's another one that's more of a kind of a square. Very interesting how many tunnels they have. This section headed down to Treasure Falls was pretty steep downhill grade, but really interesting rock formations and just spectacular views. You can see the truck runaway ramp on the right because of the grade. On a motorcycle, no problem. Getting to Treasure Falls itself actually required a hike, so instead of that I just did the next best thing, which is this overlook here. Stopped at an overlook near Treasure Falls. This is kind of where I wanted to get to. This is a really beautiful overlook here. I stopped on the way back to Gunnison to take a picture of this old mine. I guess it's called the Clay Mine, now abandoned. Kind of neat looking. The name of this river is called Lake Fork of the Gunnison. Not a real catchy name, but sure is a really neat view from here. And no motorcycle video would be complete without a sharp curve to go around. So this day was meant to be an easy day. I did some laundry and I did this short up and back trip to a reservoir, which has a really nice road, and came back. I went to a museum called the Pioneer Museum, which was really interesting, and it was just a nice way to relax, have fun, and get ready for the next few days getting back home, which were going to be long riding days. So I'm at this lake about 10 miles from my hotel in Gunnison, and this is part of Blue Mesa, and kind of neat looking. We just went over this bridge that's off to the right here. And after this, I'm headed off to a reservoir, and it's got a nice windy road that I'm going to go on. This is looking at the backside of the Blue Mesa Reservoir, and looks like they're letting a little bit of water down there. I guess there must be some generators in there. You can see the power lines and stuff coming up. I'm at the front side of the Blue Mesa Dam. I'm stopped at Herman's Rest Area in Quiricante Recreational Area. I'm at another rest stop, and supposedly this is called the Needle. And it looks like there's a little path to go over there. I might walk over there and see if I can get a better view. Here's some more footage from the Blue Mesa. Nice picture of the river going through here. It's like everywhere you look here is a beautiful view. I'm over in a park next to my hotel in Gunnison, and there's this museum called the Pioneer Museum that's just right across the field here. So I'm gonna go take a look and see what they got. Apparently, they have a whole big area of stuff that they've saved and restored. So I'm gonna go try it out. So I'm at the Gunnison Museum, and they have a train over here, and so I'm gonna go and check it out. According to the lady inside, this train was actually used to deliver coal from some of the places in Colorado up north. I guess it would come down here. They said I could ring the bell. There's an old excavator. And then over across the street actually is Holiday Inn Express that I stayed at the last time I was in here. There's an antique car museum, so I'm going to go over and check that out. I'm in the antique car building. They have like, I think they said 90 antique cars. This goes way, 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 way back there. Lots and lots and lots of cars. And over here, they have a lot of Coors memorabilia. Yeah, they sure do have a lot of Coors memorabilia. Wow. Look at all these bottles and glasses. Gunnison has an airport, and this jet looks like it's running. I don't know if it just landed or what. This orange thing behind me is a cross-country ski track setter. Like someone took a tractor and put skis on the front of it and just kind of made their own thing. Kind of unique. This isn't creepy at all. On this day, I was originally planning to go from Gunnison to Durango, and I was going to take the $1 Million Highway back down, but the $1 Million Highway is actually pretty crowded, and there was a couple miles that were under construction when I came up, so I decided to change the route. I added Black Canyon, which is really a cool place to get some good video, so I wanted to do that. And then I went down through Telluride and Lizard Head Pass, which have just spectacular views. Cortez is really nothing to write home about, but this route turned out to be really, really scenic. I just stopped at Black Canyon. This is the first lookout. I'm at my second stop at Black Canyon, and it's a beautiful day today. A little windy, but thought I'd try and get some of the background behind me here. It's pretty cool. A nice shot of the river below. Another stop at Black Canyon. See if I can get a shot of the canyon below me. There's some water way down there. I just stopped just to get a video of this sign. I've been on this road before. You just have to go slow. So I'm stopped on another leg that goes down to the Black Canyon River, and not as many people come down this way, so that'd be a good chance to get away from the crowds. Down at the bottom of Black Canyon, on the other side where you can get to the bottom, and stopped at this kind of area where they have fishing. I think this is it, and then I'm gonna head on down to Cortez. I just stopped in the town of Ridgway, and I saw a park off to the side of the road, so I made a U-turn and
Came over here just to eat some crackers and some nuts, and then I'm going to head on to Telluride and then Cortez. Nice little park here. Just stopped at the Keystone Hill Overlook. I think I'm getting close to Telluride. Clouds came up and cooled off a little bit. And it's kind of windy. This is the super view though.
This is Lizard Head Pass. It's a little over 10,000 feet near Telluride. I have to record this again because all the audio that I recorded on that day was obliterated by the wind. It was so windy. But the views there were just spectacular. For this leg of the trip, it's basically a reverse of the way I came up, making sure to add Lukachuka to the trip. That's kind of the shining spot of this because most of it is just going through Arizona desert. Fortunately, the weather was nice because there was some kind of storm creating, I didn't get rained on, but there was a lot of wind and it cooled the temps down, so it was probably high 80s, low 90s. So it's my second to the last day of my trip, and I like to get some video of this. It's super windy right now. I don't know if you can hear this, but this is an Indian reservation. I never pronounce it right. It's like Lukashai, but they got the most gorgeous red rocks right here. And then as you go up and head north, there's a lot of trees. It's cool, so it's actually a pretty amazing ride. So I had to go through here again. Everything after this is going to be north
Arizona. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be what it is. But so I had to at least stop and get some shots of this. This is pretty awesome. More shots of the red rocks. I'm up at the top of the lookout for Mexican Hay Lake in Springerville, and it is so windy. I had to move my bike to keep it from falling over. It's just crazy. It's been like that all the way down from Cortez and even up into Colorado. Anyways, this will be the last time I ever visit here, probably. Getting to the end of the trip. I'm still at the lookout at Mexican Hay Lake in Springerville. I just helped out some Harley guys. One guy, his rear tire actually got down to 5 psi, and so anyways, I loaned him my pump, and he got it back up to 40 pounds. But that's pretty scary. Anyways, kind of interesting stuff that interesting developments that you get on the road here. So anyways, I'm gonna head back down the hill and go check into my hotel.
Eager to Green Valley was the last leg of the trip, and I had mixed emotions coming home. On the one hand, it was kind of sad that the ride was coming to an end, but I was also ready to come home, and I had done all the riding that I had wanted to do, so it was time to come home. I'm coming out of Econo Lodge because it was the only place that wasn't booked up that night, and I left around 6 a.m. because I needed to get home in time to finish all my stuff and beat the heat. But when you leave that early in the morning, you got to keep your eyes peeled because there's a lot of animal activity. So you can see cow on the left, cow on the right. Thought I was through it, but then start to see, oh, there's more cows, and there's just open range out there, so this is pretty normal. And there's on the right, there's a baby black cow. If you kind of take a look at him, he tries to race me. Got still young and has some energy. More cows on the right, and then after these guys, if you look on the left, there's like a whole line of them. They're all kind of lined up on the left there. You can see the weather is just gorgeous up here. It's still early in the morning, up at altitude, so little cool actually, but very nice. Off to the left, it might be hard to see at first, but there's a deer just kind of standing there. Doesn't need headlights. Even if you don't have headlights, they still just stand there, so he runs away. Saw it right away, but pretty used to it by now after coming down on this road. Just got to keep your eyes peeled in the mornings. And here I'm headed off to the Blue Vista. It's a nice place to stop and look at the sights. I'm stopped at the Blue Vista Overlook. I just passed Hennigan Meadow, and I'm heading down to Morenci, and just taking it real slow. A lot of animals out right now, deer and cows. This will be the last time probably I'll be up here, since I'm going to get rid of my bike. I'm going to sell it after this trip, so kind of sad, but definitely ready to get back home, because it's been 2 weeks. It's time to go home. But it's been a great ride, and weather's great right now. It's going to be hot as soon as I get down to the valley, but right now it's nice and cool. So I'm just enjoying all the last views that I'm going to get, and looking forward to getting home. There's a squirrel. Doesn't seem afraid of people either. Probably people feeding them. I just stopped at Chase Creek Scenic Vista. So I'm almost down to Morenci. This is probably the last scenic spot to be. And then it'll just be desert after this, pretty much. I haven't really stopped at this one very much. It's kind of a easy to miss vista. But it pretty much is the end of the windy road spot, so you can kind of see down there. You should be able to see the road where it kind of winds down. That's like the last of it. And then way over there is where the mines are, or the mine, the big strip mine. So it'll probably be the last time to see this. Really no other reason to come up here except to ride a motorcycle.
Well, here I am. I'm stopped at the thing, and like I said, the thing is either the beginning of the journey or the end, and it is now the end of the journey. So I'm gonna take one more stop here, get some water, eat a little bit, and then that'll be it. I'll be back in Green Valley in another hour and 20 minutes or so. So anyways, this is it. This is pretty much the end of the trip. It was a good trip. It's probably the best motorcycle trip I ever had. So it's a nice ending to it.
I cut out the ride home because there really wasn't much to see. So here I am getting off on Canoa Ranch Road, and I'm almost to my house. After 3,400 miles and 2 weeks, I was ready to come home. It was nice to see the neighborhood, and I was looking forward to see Kim. So here I am pulling in. This is it. This is the end of my trip. It was a very wonderful trip.